Fashion Trends, Men and Women in the Modeling Industry by Jessica Abdelnour and
Gabriele Vito. Fashion trends in male and female modeling. Men and women in the modeling industry have followed very different fashion paths, but those paths are now overlapping. While women's modeling has long emphasized glamour, beauty, and thinness, male modeling traditionally focused on strength and masculinity. Today, we could see the trends are shifting. We're seeing more gender fluidity, body diversity, and cultural representation on the runways and in campaigns, redefining what it means to model fashion. Fashion trends are styles, aesthetics, clothing preferences, and accessories that gain widespread popularity within a specific time period or cultural context, and can be greatly influenced by gender and societal norms. In today's world, we could see a few different types of modeling, one of them being runway modeling, where high fashion models walk designer shows like New York Fashion Week. These people usually have height standards and weight standards as well. Commercial modeling we see in everyday brand ads tend to be more inclusive than high fashion, such as Target or Gap models. Fitness modeling showcases toned and athletic physique, promoting health, activewear, sports, and featured on social media advertisements and product promotions such as magazine covers. Modeling prevalence rates in the US. Women make up approximately 80% of fashion modeling, being the majority compared to men at 15 to 20%. In addition to being the majority, women in modeling earn significantly more than their male counterparts, with the top earning women making more than twice as much as men do. Ethnic diversity in US modeling. So, in recent years, the modeling industry has made notable strides towards diversity, but gaps still exist. According to the Fashion Spot's diversity report, 55% of models on major runways were people of color, up from just 17% a decade ago. White models still dominate high-paying campaigns and editorial covers. Black and Asian models have seen gains, but Latinx and Indigenous representation remain critically low, often under 5%.
How does the fashion industry purposely select articles of clothing upon women and men in modeling? What themes or trends do these selections entail? Fashion and intersectionality. As cultural representation evolves, so does fashion trends. While the fashion industry attempts to create an inclusive empowerment statement, it falls so short on its significance and impact of our generation's core issues. Examples include Yves Saint Laurent's Le Smoking Suit, Coco Chanel's trousers, and Giorgio Armani's power suit. These brands successfully rich companies attempt to create an illusion of female empowerment in the convoluting of menswear and women's wear. Word of transgender model Harry Neff says otherwise. If a woman is sourcing power from a signifier of stereotypical masculinity, then how sustainable is that? If a woman is putting on a suit and is taking it off, is that really a subversion of gender binaries or is it just a reinforcement of the binary as we know it? As the examples I included in the last slide, these are the actual clothing that these companies have shown for non-binary people. As you can see, it is clear the type of trends that they portray for non-binary people. Also, when you search non-binary clothing in Google, these are the types of clothing that you will see on the internet. These are very obvious choices of clothing that they portray for a non-binary group. Zara's discriminatory marketing. Zara, a fashion business, created a 16-piece collection of unisex clothing using neutral colors. The term unisex and ungendered raises concerns. Unisex is defined as designed to be suitable for both sexes, where women and men dress similarly. It still distincts only two genders, male and female. Additionally, the clothings are shapeless, colorless, and are erasure of the body or worse, identity. Such example applies for boys and girls. Brands like Zara would not cast gender non-conforming models for their campaigns. Problems revolving discriminatory actions in the fashion industry. These issues misrepresents members of the LGBTQ plus community, mocking or make believing their understanding of importance and inclusion, specifically with fashion trends, modeling opportunities that should include non-binary individuals. The discrimination or lack of acknowledgement not only hurts our perception of what clothing or fashion means to us, but people that deserve to be included without selected for benefits of generational trends. Issues arise as fashion looks at gender as another way to cash or market opportunities. Intersectionality means identifying, including, voicing a change on the way the industry selects their ideas or people to represent them, advocating a different trend that has long been overdue and needs to change. Inclusion matters. Fashion is supposed to be a form of expression no matter who you are. The importance of inclusion, specifically in various gender identities besides male and female, should be expressed freely without power controlled by privileged ones. Another form of discrimination in the fashion industry is ageism. Ageism plays in selection and demonstration of what the fashion industry wants to portray to the public. Similarly to the beauty industry, fashion industries promote and suggest ways to look younger, healthier, prettier than the way older people already do look. This is detrimental in the influence of society's perception as well as older communities' perception on themselves, suggesting that their looks need to look younger for impression or acceptance. In the article, Ageism in the Fashion Industry, Male versus Female Models, it quotes, the principal reason behind the decision of portraying younger female and male models rely on the fact that this industry can be aspirational. Fashion brands tend to prioritize youthful aspiration over realistic depiction of what their customer actually looks like. As you can see on the bottom right, this is a picture of an older woman modeling. Notice how the woman is portraying younger aesthetic. Lack of diversity in fashion industry statistics. According to the 2021 State of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Fashion survey by McKinsey and Company, 50% of employees of color report that a career in the fashion industry is not equally accessible to all qualified candidates, and almost 1 in 4 question the meritocracy of opportunities. Black employees report greater inaccessibility to the fashion industry, 68%, versus white employees, which is 37%. LGBTQ plus employees report greater inaccessibility to the fashion industry, 51% disagree, versus heterosexual employees, which is 41%. Black employees report feeling less prepared for their first job research or search. 38% report that they were not all equipped versus white employees, which is 19%. What are potential ways to improve such issues? Changes in thoughts, intentional thoughts of diversity, creating opportunities for diverse candidates highly benefits all parties involved. Diverse opportunities includes business opportunities or marketing opportunities that these brands so much care about. Elspeth H. Brown, a professor at history in the University of Toronto, created a popular book called Work: A Queer History of Modeling. The book discusses LGBTQ plus members' experience and historical changes in the fashion modeling industry. Brown discusses Tracy Gale Norman, the first famous black trans model. She featured in Clairol's 1975 hair color boxes as part of the Born Beautiful line. Her career opportunities with the company cut short after a hairdresser's assistant found out that she was a trans woman and quickly spread to others at the set. The company refused to continue working with her, and it wasn't until 2016 that Clairol invited her back for their Nice and Easy Color as Real as You Are campaign. Brown pointed out how this campaign name resembles the title of Janet Mock's autobiography, Redefining Realness. Both Mock and Norman are trans women of color who have gained prominence in the public eye in recent years. Brown is one individual who experienced gender inequality and discrimination, a woman of color and a member of the LGBTQ plus community. Hers and many others are mentioned in Brown's book. It highlights the struggles that historically took place to get to how far we are now. Still, a lot of work is to be made. These are our references.
Thank you so much for listening.